I got the new version of the Meraki in the mail, and so what we're going to do is open it up and see what has changed. And we're also going to open up the machine from the top, remove the lids, and have a look what's actually inside the machine. I know people are curious. So let's go ahead and start. Now, what I did do is I went ahead and requested the white one. So this will be kind of interesting to see what the white one looks like. There we go. The white Meraki in all its glory. It actually does look pretty sweet. Looks better than the black one, in my opinion. I like having like white coffee machines in the kitchen or white grinders. And what's nice is that this steam wand is not flaccid. On the original one, in some cases, it was flaccid. This one is not. So this is staying in a good spot right away. All right, now what I noticed right off the bat is they've got some instructions on the stickers here. It says, for example, to remove this one and warning, hot surface. There is a problem with these stickers. While I like that they have instructions on them, they don't really peel off very well. So that one didn't peel off, and on the top here we got this water tank. I tried to peel off the first one and it leaves a bunch of residue. Second one peeled off a bit better, but I'm really annoyed when stuff like that happens. So anyway, let's put that off to the side, remove the rest of the wrapping here. Come on. That one came off pretty good. Warning, hot surface, okay. Dang it. Oh, that's annoying. Anyway, just having a quick initial inspection, I see right away that a couple things have changed. This is nice and polished now. I know that they were planning to do a stainless steel brew group on here, so that's what that is. Over here too, on the exit chute of the grinder, I know they were going to change from aluminum to stainless steel, so that's different now as well. And something else that you're going to notice, by the way, is that there is a different logo here. So the logo on the grinder exit chute is actually a Time War logo to make it more obvious that they're using a Time War grinder. Conical stainless steel little burr grinder. Okay, other first impressions. I know they were planning to change these paddle switches here to metal. They were plastic before and they were pretty loose fitting. And this is, you can feel it's heavier and it clicks into place more nicely here on the steam wand. And you can tell it's metal. Same thing for this one. So same design, you got actually riffles on the top of this paddle switch, but it's metal. It does feel much nicer. It's certainly more premium feeling. Doesn't feel cheap like it previously did. So that I'm happy to see. On the drip tray, the cover was quite a tight fit. And I would say that this fit is it's probably similar right off the bat. I would say it's still a pretty tight fit, but it works fine. I never had any complaints about that. Let's take a look at the accessories. Oh yeah, look at this. Now we got a proper tamping station. This is much nicer. Just made out of wood here, and it's got a couple of indentations to put your tampler, your leveler, to put your portafilter in there. It's much nicer than before. There we got our catch cup. Here we got our Meraki branded little milk pitcher. I would have preferred a bigger one because this guy has got so much power. But okay, still a small one. It's all right. Comes with directions, comes with a blind disc here for back flushing. That one is also marketed as Meraki. Comes with, as far as I can tell, exactly the same tamper. It's a nice one. I liked it from the beginning. The knob itself is anodized aluminum, at least that's how it looks to me. It's got the Meraki brand on it, and it's got a stainless steel base, flat, not rippled. Put that guy right in it. That's actually, it doesn't fit. That doesn't quite fit. Okay. And a leveler. So the leveler is how I remember it from last time as well. It is some sticky stuff. All right, so that's, oh, you can take it apart. Huh, okay. So that is your leveler, and that does not quite fit either. They would actually need to bore out the holes a little bit more in this tamping station. The rag that comes with the machine is a very nice rag. I do like this. And of course you got some directions. I would suggest reading through those as well before you get started. Alrighty, I think we should take this machine apart now. I have not even plugged it in yet. Completely unplugged, that means that it doesn't have any electrical power inside. Doesn't have any steam power inside either, or any heat for that matter, because I've never turned it on. So what we're going to do is just take it apart and see what it looks like inside. We're going to have a look here inside the brew group area, as well as here in the steam group area. It's pretty easy to do. All you have to do is flip both of these paddles this way, so like so, and then you can lift them off. So let's go ahead and do that. And for tools, all you really need for this is just a Phillips screwdriver, and you need a little bit of courage. Oh, there we go. So that guy just came off just like that. And it is, I believe it's aluminum here on the collar, and on the inside it's plastic. So it's got plastic tabs here that grip into, yeah, the base part essentially. We got the same thing going on here on the brew group. Just remove it like so, and this back part pops up as well. So just carefully pop that up and out of place so we can remove that. And now we can go ahead and remove some screws. We got 5 screws here to remove. Let's go ahead and do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we got this part loosened, and we just have to kind of wiggle it out of place, because there's a tab in the front as well, so you can just wiggle that up and out of the way. Now what I want to do, however, is remove these 2 electrical connectors so we can get a better view of inside. So I'm going to take my little screwdriver and just kind of press up lightly on the tab on the bottom to be able to remove it. There we go, that's one. It would really be nicer if they had that tab, if they had the tab on the top part, because I have to try to dig underneath the wires to push up. There, we got it. Okay, so I'm just going to try and sneak these connectors down and out of there. Okay, and I got 2 more connectors on this side as well, so I'm going to try to remove those too. Red in the back for the NTC, and black in the front for the NTC. There we go. All right. In the end, I didn't actually have to remove this first one. I'm just going to plug that back in. And so here we got the top part. This is the screen here with the power button in the back, and that is what that looks like. So it's connected with a ribbon cable here. We've got 2 ribbon cables essentially, and I think that this is the RFID reader on there. So we can set this off to the side. So now we can see inside the machine. So what are we looking at in here? If we just have a look here at the front part, we've got here the brew group heater. So that's going around this way. And it's got a thermal probe here, which is this red connector here. So that's going to determine the temperature of the brew group. What you're going to see, and what I think a lot of people are curious about is, well, what kind of lines are in there? Are they metal? Are they plastic? So these are the lines here, and these are some kind of plastic line. You see these generally in pretty much all of the thermal block machines that I've ever seen, these kind of lines. All right, so I reached out to Meraki and asked them, what are these high pressure lines made out of? And they got back to me and confirmed that it is in fact PTFE, polytetrafluoroethylene, which is a thermoplastic polymer better known as Teflon. Companies like to use PTFE for its characteristics. It's highly heat resistant. It's got a very low coefficient of friction, meaning it's an excellent lubricant. It is hydrophobic, meaning that it's water repellent. And it's also chemically inert, meaning that it is also good in like laboratory situations. And a lot of companies seem to find use for this stuff being used in espresso machines. I pretty much find this as the high pressure, high temperature line in just about every thermal block machine that I've opened up. I can't really comment on the health aspect of it because I don't really have that knowledge. All I can say is they use it in a lot of machines. One of these high pressure lines is coming from the boiler, actually from a solenoid, and going to where it exits at the water spout or the water outlet. The other one is going here to the brew group. Inside the machine, you've got a couple of solenoids that you can see there, and they're kind of attached here to cords on the top of this guy. We've got the lines going down to a Y connector, and from that Y connector going down to the boiler. Each of those high pressure lines goes up to a cord, which is attached to the solenoid, and it exits the solenoid when the solenoid is active. I think what a lot of people are interested in knowing is what are the boilers like? So let's have a look there. You can get a better view of the boiler from looking here. Okay, so this is what it looks like looking right inside the boiler for the steam wand. So inside here at the bottom is the boiler, and there's actually a spongy material on top. It's not a sponge, it's more like silicone actually. It's some kind of heat isolator. Okay, so this line right here, this must be for the water inlet coming from the water tank here to fill the tank of the steam boiler, and it exits here. It enters into the solenoid and is fired this way when the solenoid is active up and out of the steam wand. So that's what that part looks like. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing that this one in the middle, this braided cord, is probably got the two wires for the thermal probe inside and sits here at the top. The two brown things on each side, I think that those are over temperature. Yeah, protector switches that would break the circuit in case it would pop. So that's what that looks like. You can't actually see the boiler itself. So that's what's in there. It's going to be two stainless steel boilers, one here and one here. Now people complain often about the plastic housing of this machine. I don't have any complaints about that. I mean, the plastic housing, it flexes just a little, but it feels strong to me. I really wouldn't have concerns about that. And this part, by the way, this part is actually metal. So this is plastic, but this is metal. So this whole part here is metal. It's got, of course, a metal brew group here where you stick your portafilter in, and that's been updated. I don't know if I would say upgraded, but updated to stainless steel. It's still kind of hard to put in, and it kind of remains that way because it doesn't have any kind of shim in between the portafilter and the brew group, so it's just stainless steel going up and rubbing against stainless steel, and those two metals, they just don't really mix that well when you're moving one against the other. That's why in a lot of applications you'll actually see stainless steel put up against brass when something needs to move. Let's have a quick look at the grinder. So the grinder here, you can just remove it like that, no problem. So the grinder, if I measure this guy out, is at the outside diameter 30, let's call it 37 millimeters. Totally standard grinder, looks like to me anyway. It's a 5-bladed grinder. Yeah, from Time War. This is supposed to be, oh, and it is. It's, by the way, this is still plastic, just so you know. This is now stepless, but I think it has an encoder on it, so the machine should tell us which grind setting that we're at. Let's put it back together and try it out.